that's not a United States resident, a citizen of the United States. So some of you may say a C Corp structure might work better for me because I may have a partner who's a resident of, the UK, right? And so those are kind of when the different business structures come into play. And then finally, like I said, you want to have a business bank account, so make sure you do that too. All right, very important. So now, we talked about all of that. That's the meat and potatoes of that. And now we're going to kind of get into the digital space. Branding and advertising your business, understanding your digital strategy is so important. We will talk more about that and social media and all the crazy things that are out there. And after you do those 4 phases, the next thing is you want to scale to growth. Scale to growth. I advise, so businesses start all the time and businesses shut down all the time, right? Because sometimes folk are running into it, running into expending money, running into, not understanding their market and doing everything they can get their hands on because they think that it's going to keep them going, and then they fail because they have not taken time to plan, to structure, and do all of these steps beforehand. So now let's talk about getting online, the juice. Was that informative? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm new to all of this. So what does EIN stand for?
So that's it. You know what? I've never actually thought about that. Does anybody in the audience know the actual acronym for? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Employee identification number. Yes, I knew that.
Yeah.
I did know that. Employee identification number. I just always say EIN. So basically, it's the number that it's almost your social security for your business.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do is linked to that number. Whether you're opening a bank account, you're required to actually have an EIN. If you want to get a loan on your business, if you want to get a contract with the city or state government, they require your EIN. It's kind of it's a social security number for your business. That's your EIN.
I have 2 more questions.
Go ahead.
So what is the advantage of having a business under different names?
DBA? So that's actually a very good question. And I'm going to answer that in 2 parts. So right now I have a joint venture with 2 other women-owned business. Well, there's 4 of us, 3 other women-owned businesses. We decided to team together to go after certain specific contracts. We decided that in that process that we can only use 1 business name. We can't use all 4, right? And we decided to leverage one of the businesses that already exist, their accounts, for a specific reason, okay? Instead of her forming a completely new business, we created a DBA, a doing business as, for her existing business, so we can leverage all the paperwork and everything she's already filed for her existing business, okay? That's one example. A second example is if you are going after, let's say if you're a real estate developer, right? And you're going after some type of project and you want there to be kind of another name linked to the business that you're doing in that space. You may want a DBA. You may want to have a doing business as for your business. So there's various things or various situations that come up when you're doing business that require you to link it to something else, right? Link it to a different name, have a different association, have a different liaison to that business. And that's how come DBA is there, to make it very, very easy to do that. You don't have to start a whole entire new business if you want to affiliate your business with something else. And that's what DBA allows you to do. Go ahead.
So early on you said that you didn't want to borrow any external money and so on, but wouldn't that be an advantage somewhere if all of a sudden your business took a crash or something unforeseen happened and all of a sudden you ended up with 0 money?
Excellent. That's very good. This is why I'm borrowing money now, right? My business isn't crashing. But so the thing is, and I want to clarify that, I did not want to borrow any money, right? I was intentional about not borrowing money when I first started my company. I was 23 years old when I started my company. I had no money. I had no proof that this is going to really work, that I could get business. So if I went into that at that time and decided to take out a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 loan, you know what I would be doing right now? Paying back that loan, along with my student loan debt that's already $150,000. That would have been a whole lot of payback happening, right? So now, so that's why I decided not to go after financing initially, right? I wanted to make sure my business was proven and doing work, and really understand the market that I was playing in.
So you're borrowing money now?
Now we're 7, 8 years in. I have, like I mentioned, a payroll of over $200,000. Now, it makes sense because I'm 7 years proven that I can make money in this business, right? We've raised over $900 million for companies. We've done all of these things, and I'm in a track where it's more of an aggressive growth track, meaning that I need to hire staff faster than the new business might be coming in. But I know that I need to hire these people right now. And so what the financing I'm looking for, just to be candid, is not necessarily it's really a cushion. It's really a cushion because we have contracts that even though we may do business today, especially if you're doing business with the city or state or any of these entities, I did a contract in June of this year. I wasn't paid out till December, right? So imagine having that much lag in money that's coming in. So what I'm looking for now is just going to be a line of credit that I can that I can fill up. But when I do have those gap periods when receiving money for clients, which is real and it's big, and if you have a business, you will experience that. Especially if you're a service-based business, you want to get ready for that. But when I do have those gap periods, now a line of credit or something will make me not be clutching my pearls, hoping let me make sure my payroll is in. Because every month, that $40,000 has to come out of my bank account, right? Twice a week, we have 20 coming out. So I need to make sure that that initial payroll is set. And then any other dollars that I have coming out for my part-time folk or whatever that's not on my payroll, not on my full-time list of folk, any other jobs that I have or contracts coming in, that additional capital will help to just fill that space. Unforeseen expenses, if God knows something happens and for whatever reason we don't have the money, that additional capital will make sure I'm okay and balanced. But I'm not putting myself in a situation where I've taken out this big loan and I have no way of paying it back. Okay? All right. So we're going to keep going on. Okay, go ahead.
Is it, I'm not sure, the EIN number, you're supposed to put it when you're marketing with your flyers? Are you supposed to
No.
put it on your
No.
on your flyers?
No. Your EIN number is your social security number. Would you put your social security number on a flyer? Exactly.
It's only for tax.
Yes. Not only for tax purposes. Your EIN number is your social security number. So not only for tax purposes, it's to engage with new contracts. If you want to work with the city, the state, or whatever, people are looking at you through that EIN. That's your social security number for your business. Okay. So you may need it for official documents. It's not something you should be throwing all over the place. It's a private number. Gentleman back there with the red and yellow.
Yeah. You need the EIN before, like, the trademarks and registration?
Yes. Before you start registering, they're going to ask, and in some cases you actually don't. There's actually some businesses that you can operate without that for a while. But what kind of business do you want to start?
Well, I'm in the process of figuring out
Which one? Okay.
Yeah, it's like wellness or something like that.
Okay. You definitely should get your EIN. You might as well just even do it now because you want to open up a bank account and all of those things. Have an EIN so you can start just doing what you're doing as a business. Any other questions before I jump into digital stuff? Digital. Anything else? Go ahead.
For your proof of concept, should you include how scalable you are in proof of concept? Because, so for instance, you have a proof of concept, like I have 50 clients, and you're looking for financing. So to my understanding, you're looking for a way to see how profitable you are with the money that you have.
They are.
Like, not so much if you have 50 clients, but if you have a budget of $1,000 now, can you, with your return on investment against the 1,000, and can you get, a larger return on investment with the same 1,000 or something close to the 1,000, which my definition of scalability is growth without, exhausting any more resources.
Mhm.
So, like I have it, the notes here, I have scale after financing, but I want to put scalability with proof of concept. So,
Got it. So, good question. I hear what you're saying. Scaling is something you're doing continuously, right? It's the last bullet point on that slide because what I want to kind of emphasize is scale and grow. Don't just throw everything at it at one time. Do it in a scalable manner so you don't find yourself underwater. When it comes to proof of concept and developing your business plan, so a bank really wants to know, can you pay them back? How many people here have gotten a loan for a house? Okay, how many people for a car? How many people for college? All right, most of us here. How many people for anything? Who has not gotten a loan? Okay, the folk who have gotten a loan, what does the bank want to know? When are you going to pay them back? So that's the same reason when you're doing your business plan, they want to know, are you able to pay them back? And that may look like how many clients you have times how many dollars they're paying times how, even sometimes when they see these clients, they could look and say, well, I don't think this is going to survive. So I don't think you're going to pay me. I don't care. I see you have $1 million. I don't know if this is going to survive. You need $2 million. I don't know if you can afford that and not pay you back. So the scalability is something continuous. Every single one of these steps you want to scale. But then while you're growing, when you're having expedited growth, I encourage you to continue to keep scalability in mind. Don't go under because you kind of want to throw everything at it. Okay? I'm going to continue because we have time restrictions. And I want to get into the digital place where everybody is. So, digital place. Okay. So we already talked about kind of online and using search engines, and we looked at your screen time, and we know that folk are online everywhere. What does it mean to be online? And I'm going to get really kind of minutia with this. So online is everything from advertising online, which we're going to talk about, blogging, which we're going to talk about a little bit, social media, the Instagrams, the Twitters, the